Hey, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here with me today, tonight, whenever you happen to watch this video. So, let's just jump right into it. I talked about this topic previously. I mentioned that this would be a long-term, ongoing type of do, because it's very important, as we've seen so many times recently. Preparedness. You gotta be ready. Natural disasters are becoming more frequent and more intense. And, you know, I even have people around me, even after what we've gone through in this area and watching what other people go through, not only around the United States, but around the world, who tell me that, it's too early. It's always either too early or too late. There's always an excuse. I know it's only March, but I feel like this is a good time to start talking about flood and hurricane preparedness, because the unfortunate reality is it's not a matter of if flooding or hurricane is going to happen if you live on the Gulf Coast or the East Coast. It's just a matter of when. And well, flooding happens even more places than that, but the hurricanes, obviously, that's a coastal thing. The reason I want to start talking about it now in March, so hurricane season doesn't start until June, I believe, and like I say, flooding can happen at any time. So I just kind of like to tie those two together, because obviously one of the biggest problems that happened with like Harvey, with Katrina, with Allison, with these different storms, it was the flooding. So I like to start talking about that now, though, at this point, because it's early enough that even if you are on a really tight budget, it allows you the time to start doing what you can to get prepared. And I know that can be a big struggle for some people, and it was for us when there have been storms that hit where it was really just kind of like, oh, fuck, we waited until too late, so we just gotta like ride it out and hope for the best. And that's a really horrible situation to be in. I don't recommend it. And I also definitely recommend trying to plan ahead so that you can avoid a shelter. Not because there's nothing, I'm glad they're there for people who need them, because some people don't realize how bad it's going to get until too late, and so they have to go somewhere. But it's definitely, it takes a hard time, and it can make it, just more uncomfortable because you're there, and it's not the ideal situation. Like I say, it's not like I'm not mad at shelters when they pop up. It's a hard situation to go through. So I know it seems early, but it's already March. So it's time to start thinking about getting ready. And this, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail in this video, because this is just kind of me telling you what's coming up. There's going to be a few videos that I'm going to make as part of this, because I don't want it to be, that's the thing. I could make a video all at once that would cover, for the most part, everything I felt you needed to know as someone who's lived through these situations several times. I'm worried the video would be like 2 hours long if I went through everything I think you needed to know. And so I want to break it down into smaller, more easily digestible bits of information, so it's not just all coming at you at one time. And I'll also post the information on my Facebook page, so the link will be down below, and you can see that there. This will be written out and things like that. But there's a lot of things that I would have never thought about until I had gone through this kind of situation. And it's something, I think, when you grow up in an area like this where there have been natural disasters, you almost get desensitized to it, really. And so there's a lot of stuff you take for granted. And then when I meet like new people that move to the area and they start getting prepared, you realize like you've kind of slacked off a little bit. And so I try to, I always go back to, especially for me, because Harvey was the most recent in the Houston area. But I think about how no one, like even I made jokes, like, we were posting like when it first hit, and it hit obviously a lot. It hit Rockport and just absolutely devastated the areas south of us. And then we were all kind of like, oh, you missed, we were making jokes, and everyone was out the next day with their barbecue pits. And like, I remember like waking up that next morning and actually drove to the grocery store to get stuff to make gumbo. And while I was out, like the sky just got black. All right. And it was like, oh shit. So while I was there, I was like, okay, you know what? This is about to get bad. So went back in the store and grabbed up like absolutely all the stuff I thought we would need, including plenty of beer, because if you live around here, that's how you get through a hurricane. Plenty of liquor, plenty of, made sure I had plenty of stuff for the kids, plenty of ice, and then I hauled ass home. And my husband was like, it's about to get bad. And that's like later on that day that the rain came and Harvey came right for us. No one anticipated. Well, there were people that knew, and they kind of tried to keep that information to themselves. But the general public did not anticipate that Harvey was going to be as bad as it was. And after going through that, I really kind of want people to be of the mindset of just plan for the worst, or not, but prepare. Be prepared for the worst. Be prepared for that flood to come in and absolutely shut down every way out for, days or weeks. Be prepared for stores to be out of things. Like what's that gonna look like when there's a line to get into the store and they don't have, milk or bread, or and they're only allowing like 5 people in the store at a time to get what they need. What are you going to do if it looks like that? So it's very important to start thinking about these questions now, what your plans are, where you would evacuate to, because if you go into it prepared, if you start planning now and you go into hurricane season, or a flood hits and you are already prepared in that manner, you've done everything you can, there is a certain level of security and peace that comes with knowing, you've done all you can, and now you just, deal with it. But it's better to be prepared and not need to use those plans than to have a hurricane suddenly forming and heading right for you, and you have, you know, no insurance and no plans to get out and no supplies put back, and you're just kind of really hoping for the best. It is not a good position to be in. We did that one time, and that was really brutal. So we got really lucky that time. We have not been that foolish since. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. Like I say, there will be, I'm going to try to break it into like six videos probably, so that they won't really be longer than about 20 minutes each. Each one kind of covering a different aspect of hurricane and flood preparedness and survival. So I really hope you guys enjoy the preparedness series, because this is something that I've kind of been like into for a really long time, and I just really feel like certain aspects of it need to be covered more. Like I said, because that's not my main focus here. Obviously, you guys know that. And I definitely can't call this like a prepper vlog or anything like that, but just living somewhere that is prone to these natural disasters, I feel like it's really important to talk about it more, and to encourage more people to be prepared as early as possible. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, click the notification bell so you will know when I release a new video, and comment down in the comment section down below. Please let me know, what is your top, you know, hurricane and flooding preparedness tip? Because hey, maybe I might learn something new, and you're going to be sharing that knowledge with others and helping people out. Help me help you, help them. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.